Command the energy. Set the rules up in your life. Remember your power. And I say remember because it's already in there. It's already in there. Get back on the journey. You ain't defining yourself, because to find yourself to mean that it was lost. No, you're going back. You are remembering. Peace and love, friends. I hope all is well. Today I'm going to talk to you about why destiny swapping is not real. Why it cannot be done. Okay. So, for one, I feel like that term is heavily misused. Because think about it. What is your destiny? Your destiny is your mission. What you were sent here to do. The effect that you will have on the world. If, for instance, your purpose is to create music and heal the world through frequency with music, how would somebody take that from you? Like, for real, think about that. How would somebody take that from you? How can somebody take your purpose from you? It doesn't even make sense, right? Now, what I do think people are trying to convey is that there are sick people out here who are very envious and jealous of some people and can do weird things to try and show up as them. They can mimic your energy. They can start to dress like you, talk like you, walk like you, try to create a circle of friends that are like yours. Like, it's very fucking sick. Like, I've been around people like that, and I think something's really wrong with them because they can't see that. But there are people like that. Don't get me wrong, there are people like that. But those people cannot take your purpose. Those people cannot take your destiny. They cannot just all of a sudden have the purpose to create art or create poetry. Like, they can't do that. They can't. Nobody has the power of that. I don't care how strong you think you are. You cannot do that. Okay. Now, nobody said that you cannot try to show up as this person. You can try to really study them and try to do everything like them, to show up like them, to receive the same opportunities as them. So I think that, I get what people are saying when they're talking about destiny swapping, but I think that we really have to think about the wording in that, because, wording and the things that you say is very powerful. So you need to be mindful of what you're saying, because that type of stuff instills fear in people. Make people feel like, they gotta be super closed off. And, and anything that is instilling fear into you on social media, cut that shit the fuck off. You know what I mean? Because we don't do that. The hell was that? So yeah, like I was saying. Yeah, people can try to mimic you. People can try to copy you. But they cannot take your purpose away from you. They cannot take your purpose away from you. They cannot take your experiences from you. They cannot take your knowledge from you. They cannot take all the traumatic experiences away from you. They can't. Or good experiences. They can't. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. And I think that this is why we have to have discernment when listening to people, and we have to have discernment when even anything. We have to have discernment through everything that we do. Because if you give power to that, and if you truly believe that in your world, that might be right. That might happen to you. I doubt that. I highly doubt that. But we gotta be careful of what we giving power to, because that shit, come on now. But it does bother the fuck out of me sometimes when I'm watching people mimic my energy. I see them slowly try to do the things I do, talk the way I talk, wear their hair the way I wear my hair. Be friends with the people I'm friends with. It's very fucking weird. It's obsession, and I think those type of people need to go into the psych ward, because that is very, very not okay. And I don't even argue back with those people. I don't even do anything with those people, because at this point, you are a patient. If you are somebody who copies people's energy or try to mimic their energy and show up as them because you think that you should have their life, you are patient, I would never argue with you. You're crazy as fuck, and I don't know what extent you might go to. it gives stalker, crazy, like, because no. That's fucking weird. And there are some people who have said to me, oh, you know, it's just world order. Everybody's inspired by another person, and everybody's inspired by another and another and another. Okay, inspiration and blatantly copying somebody is two different things. I'm not talking about somebody who is inspired and, you know, take inspiration and then bring themselves into it. No, I'm talking about the crazy ass motherfuckers out here who be trying to show up as you. That is fucking sick. And one way I think to avoid these type of things from happening to you is to learn how to be quiet, to learn how to observe more than you talk, to learn how to not tell everybody your business or tell people everything that's going on in your life. I think that, yes, there are people who love to talk. This does not mean that you have to be a closed book, but this does mean that you need to see your life as sacred and to keep some things to yourself. Like for instance, me. I'm an open book. I'll tell you about my life. I'll tell you about the things that I went through. I will tell you about things, and you would think you know me. Full on, you would think that you probably know everything about me. And then you realize that was like this much. And this is why people can never fully mimic my energy and why it's so obvious when they're doing it. Because you're mimicking a version of me that I purposely put out. So it's very, very obvious, you know. That's why I say, people, be quiet about everything that's going on. Be quiet. You know, some things are sacred. Some things don't need to be told to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's one way to create a protective barrier over yourself, to shut up, to be quiet, to not have to blah 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 about every single thing that's going on about your life. Somebody asks about your love life. Oh yeah, it's going well. You know, we're doing well. Oh, how's that new thing that you have going on? It's going good. Growing through everything. Growing always, you know. I don't tell everybody all my business because why? Why? But luckily, I don't come across too many people like that because my discernment is on 10. And that's another thing. That's why I said people have to have discernment to observe more than they speak, because I feel like if more people observed and sat back and let people talk, you'll catch somebody who people will snitch on themselves the very second you meet them, for real. If you just listen more than you talk, man, people show you who they are within the first 18 minutes of talking to them. There are some people who are really good at, you know, portraying to be something else. There are people who are good, but this is where your discernment kicks in at. This is where your discernment kicks in at. Talk to yourself. Ask yourself, is this right for me? You know what I'm saying? Is this person right for me? We have to build more connection with ourselves. Because the things that I've been hearing people go through, I'd be like, sis, please, how did that even happen? And everybody has the ability to see. You just have to tap in with yourself. This is not like a gift that only a few people have. Everybody has the ability to see people for who they really are. To see past illusions. You just got to build that connection with yourself. You got to wake up every day and ask God to increase your discernment. To keep you away from people, places, and things that do not serve your highest good. You have to create the rules in your life. I tell people that all the time. Because I always say, in my world, that would not work for me. In my world, that would never happen. Because I set up the rules up in this bitch. You know what I mean? I'm co-creating with God. God gave me this life. And they said, oh, I just need you to do your shit. I just need you to whip up your shit. Learn what you need to learn so you can create what you want to create. I set up the rules, set up with this motherfucker. Hello? Some of y'all need to start setting up rules in y'all lives. Commanding energy. Learning who you are. Sitting with yourself. I'm telling you, speak it, it will happen. You speak it, you believe it, it will be. So shall it be. You speak that shit, it will be. So, I'm not here I'm not the person, because on this journey with us, me and you, we ain't going to be delusional. We ain't going to be living in fear. We're not going to be walking around thinking that there's people who can fucking destiny swap with us. We are not going to be walking around here vulnerable to negative energies, because I'm going to tell you how to not be like that. Command the energy. Set the rules up in your life. Remember your power. And I say remember because it's already in there. It's already in there. Get back on the journey. You ain't defining yourself, because define yourself to mean that it was lost. No, you're going back. You are remembering. Might have been dismembered, but now you're remembering it. It was all over the place, but now you're putting the pieces back together. Because that's what we're gonna do. We ain't gonna live in fear. We ain't gonna live in Delulu land. We're gonna know how to take charge of our lives. And this is why them palm colored folk wanted to take our practices away, because we know deep down that we are powerful. We have the ability to do anything. And they also know, them palm colored folk also know what you here to do and what you can create and your power. They know. Wake up.